Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this session. Welcome to a session of bioinformatics. And today we'll be talking about a very important aspect, or I should say, as an aspect which is relevant to us in terms of our wet lab experiments also, and in terms of your understanding or extension of the bioinformatics also. So today we'll be talking about different aspects. Today we'll be talking about different functional database, starting with the functional database, and then we'll be summarizing the work, what's been done in form of SDS page and 2D page. So our aim for today will be to understand the complete functional databases or the databases that we are talking about in terms of KEGG encyclopedia, or we are talking about whether the OMIM or the CCDS conserved domain sequences database, or we are talking about, and the subsequent aim after that will be to understand completely the to understand completely the aspects of SDS page as well as 2D page that we're talking about, the sodium dodecyl sulfate polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis, which is perhaps the best technique in terms of identification of the protein. And we'll be talking about, we will be taking this SDS page to Western blotting aspects and detection aspects also. And then we'll be talking about the 2D page also. So let's begin. Let us not wait furthermore. Let us start with our first functional database, that is your KEGG. And let me directly take you to the KEGG database photo house. Let's go directly to your uh, photo house. This is just a normal browser. You are typing KEGG here, and you can write the database also along with it. So you will find the KEGG database with the first hit. You open this particular portal. Now let us see what KEGG brings you. Now see, KEGG is nothing but Kyoto Encyclopedia of Genes and Genomes. It's a nomenclature of the database. Now it is situated in Japan. It goes without saying. You can see that website also, that is www.genome.jp. Now this particular KEGG, as it represents, it's a database. This KEGG is a database of, if you want to understand regarding the functions of any kind of protein, if you want to understand the interaction between the proteins, you want to understand the biological system that a particular protein or a gene is having, you want to understand what's the function of a certain enzyme, you want to read the particular function of an enzyme. So it provides you an encyclopedia. That's why the name came. It's an encyclopedia of all the overview that is there, whether it's a signaling pathway, whether we are talking about any kind of drug that you want to read, you want to see that what is the drug that is targeting this particular thing, or X drug, what this particular drug is doing. Or if you want to study regarding certain disease aspect, you want to study regarding any kind of gene or gene protein aspect, you want to study anything regarding your small molecules. So the place where you should go is KEGG first of all. Now this KEGG has multiple informations as a narrative. Now see, try to understand. It's an encyclopedia with multiple chapters. It's a very big book with multiple chapters. Each chapter is specific for certain content. Each chapter is specific for certain content. Like if I talk about data oriented points, then in that data oriented points, I'm talking about the KEGG pathway. Now these KEGG pathways will give you the different pathway map. Then we have modules, different modules will be there. Regarding gene studies will be there, genomic studies will be there, then compound studies will be there. Now if you want to study specific organism, that will also be there. So let us begin with, let's say, the first aspect, that is KEGG2, which is nothing but it gives you a table of content, that what is there in every module. What is there in every module? Like in pathway, what you will be studying, you will be studying different pathways, right? And it will provide you the pathway map. In Bright, what you will be studying, you will be studying the hierarchies, how these hierarchies are being called upon. Then we'll be talking about the module and different aspects. Suppose it's a disease that I want to study, or an enzyme I want to study, or there is certain biochemical reaction which I want to study, or I'm more interested in focusing on certain drugs. So the complete information is provided in this aspect as such. Now let us first see what happens. Now the search panel will be given to you in any module you open. This is the search panel that is there. You can select any pathway from here. Let us first talk about the pathway. So I am interested in studying, let's say, apoptosis pathway. Apoptosis, so you write apoptosis and you go for the search module. So it will give you a page which is indicating three aspects. whether you want to see general apoptosis or there is certain specific species oriented entries are also available. So I just opened a single entry, and what you find, you will find the name of the pathway, that is apoptosis. Okay, then class in terms of the bright pathway in terms of hierarchy, it is will be given. If you click this particular page link, you will be directly going to its second module, that is bright. And here you can read about, so let it get buffer, let it get settled down, and you will get the complete pattern. You will get the complete pattern. What is the metabolism rate, what we are talking about, we are talking about in terms of cell cycle. You have the link, you can go directly to that format. So what this class is giving, hierarchy means it will give you a table form, table with the links. Use that link to go to that particular pathway. So this is the pathway that is given for apoptosis. So that is it. You click on this and you will get an enlarged picture. See, the complete signaling is in front of you. You need not to go anywhere else. The complete signaling is in front of you. You can take any protein you want to study. If you are going for apoptosis understanding, the complete protein part is there. And then additionally, you can download this particular image. You can go for its entry understanding. If you want to change the pathway, you can change the pathway types. So different is there. So this is the complete overview. I just want to look on extrinsic apoptosis, not the combined view. I just want to see the extrinsic part. So you click on this and you will get the highlighted portion. This is the extrinsic module, TNF alpha, that domain, and then followed by activation of caspase 8, then 3 and 7. No, I am not interested in this. I am interested in JNK mediated fast ligand and JNK mediated depth signaling. So this is the axis that will be providing you. I am interested in, let's say, crosstalk between the different pathways. So this is the crosstalk that is present. I am interested in intrinsic apoptosis. This is the intrinsic pathway where the apoptotic genes are activating, where the release of cytochrome C will lead to the activation of caspase 3 and 7, which are the executioner caspases. So these are the complete details that are provided. I'll again give you an example of another pathway. Let's go for another pathway. Let's see glycolytic pathway, which you already know, glycolysis. Glycolysis, let's press go. You will get glycolysis, glycogenesis. You will get a combined map. See, you got a combined pathway. I clicked on it and the complete pathway is in front of me. Complete pathway is in front of me. What is the pathway? The pathway is glucose 1-phosphate is converted to 6-phosphate, fructose 6-phosphate, fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, and so on. What are these numbers? You see, I put the cursor here and I got the description. What are these numbers? These numbers are the enzymatic classification number. I click on, let's say, click and open a new tab. So you will be getting the complete information of the enzyme that is involved. The enzyme name is phosphogluconutase. It is involved in these many pathways, and the classification, enzyme classification, is this one. If you click on this, you will go to the classification database. So what function this is performing, the complete function performance is given here. What genes are being coded, that complete information, links are provided here. You can go. Suppose you want to study phosphoglucomutase pathway in terms of your purine metabolism, you can click on this and you will go into the purine metabolism. So every nomenclature, every number nomenclature is presenting the enzyme. Like what is the enzyme that converts glucose 6-phosphate to fructose 6-phosphate? It's an isomerase. So what isomerase am I talking about? What isomerase I'm talking about? So it will open up saying glucose 6-phosphate isomerase, and its complete functions will be provided here. Then any enzyme you can study from this. Now, suppose I am more interested, let me extend this for you, this region for you. I am more interested in glycolysis connected to your pyruvate oxidation. I just want to understand the pyruvate oxidation. Then this is the part of pyruvate oxidation. I am interested in gluconeogenesis. So this is the part of gluconeogenesis which is followed. I am interested in only glycolysis. So this is the path of glycolysis that is followed. So this is how the complete Complete networks are provided in KEGG, or you can say the encyclopedia, which I always love to call it as an encyclopedia. I can use any nomenclature to find out the pathway. I can find out the immunoregulatory pathways. I can use NF-kappa B pathway. I can found the oncogenic pathways. Any pathway you want will be given here in the complete described format. You can use every single link and can go ahead. Then let's talk about, let me close this particular things, and then let's talk about the other thing. Let's go and let's search regarding drugs. Since we had in the last lecture we had established the understanding of talking, let's talk about the drug. So in drug module you can either write, you can take the number from the drug database and can write the name here, a number here, or simply you can write the name of the drug which you want to see. Let's write a or the common drug. Let's write the very common drug that you are already aware, paracetamol. So I press go and you will get the complete description of the paracetamol. So see, paracetamol or acetaminophen, the links are in front of you. You click on the link and the complete drug information is in front of you. What is this information? The name of the drug, the structure of the drug. Now the molecular file link is also there. You will click on this particular molecular file and you will get the complete profiling of the drug, how that particular drug is there. Then apart from this, the complete right part, whether you're talking about a nervous system, whether you're talking about what targets it is using inside our body, that complete hierarchy is there. And then other database links are there, like if you want to see it in the drug bank, you can go to a drug bank. If you want to see it in the chemical database or ChemBell, you can go to a ChemBell. Like if go to a drug bank, which is perhaps the best drug bank online that is available in my opinion. So you will get the complete understanding of the drug, what is the drug, what function it performs, when the approval was given, what exactly is the molecular weight. You can also look at the 3D structure of this particular aspect and can download the 3D structure that was told to you. So you can perform different functions by using these databases, and then how its properties, pharmacodynamic property, pharmacokinetic property, bioavailability inside the body, complete information will be given, like what is the half-life of the drug, what is the toxicity of the drug, what is the LD50 of the drug when we are talking about the mouse and the rat that is determined. So complete information is there, whether what is the information of the clinical trial, whether it is completed or it is still in status. So the information is provided here. So this again another database called as Drug Bank Online is very specific database. You can see for COVID also they have maintained a separate repertoire where you can search the drug and where you can perform your information. So this encyclopedia is the gateway for different databases that you can easily go and search on this particular aspect. Like if you see this particular category, how they classify the drug on prescription drugs, or you can say what are the new drugs that are approved in US, Europe, Japan. They will give you the complete information. The funding agency is based on US is FDA, Europe is Medical Association Europe, and then Japan is PMDA. Then other pro drugs, whether certain drugs are getting activated inside our body. So what are the types of those drugs? Information will be available in terms of pro drugs also. You want to study the antimicrobial plus targets, you can click on this and you will directly go to the antimicrobial drug target. So this is the pro drug form. Like let's say what are the antivirals that we have talked about. So pro drug in terms of fusion, entry. So complete information will be there. Like if you're talking about the hepatitis B antigen, then what are the drugs that are used against hepatitis virus? Or if you're talking about the coronavirus spike protein, what are the drugs that are targeting the spike proteins or the surface protein of the coronavirus in terms of antivirals? Like we discussed that what are the replication inhibitors in terms of reverse transcriptase inhibitor or HIV or any other drug. You will find the complete list of antivirals that are there that can inhibit the reverse transcriptase enzyme, whether you're talking about the HIV or you are talking about the DNA polymerase inhibitor like acyclovir, again a base analog that is inhibiting the DNA polymerase inhibitor, or we are talking about the again HPV mediated inhibitors. So the list is there. So whenever we had want to target, we first go to these kind of encyclopedia to first understand what are the inhibitors that we'll be talking about and what are the specific inhibitors that we are talking about. Then if you are focusing on any antifungal, antiparasite, you can also search in this particular category. So apart from this, there are other categories also you want to search. Like if I told you the pro drug release or the detailed structure is given here. There, the list is there. Whatever the products have been reported till now, the complete list is available. Like the common name of chloramphenicol stearate, which is again the chloramphenicol becomes activated after the stearate is cleaved inside the body. So the complete information will be given to you once you click on this particular drug. The complete information profile is open in front of you. So you can explore more, you can read more on this particular category. So let's go to our KEG again and let's go back to the path. Now let's talk about the modules that are there. Let me be the one to the module, and then another important aspect that you should understand is the disease that is very relevant. Now I am not aware what should I do. I am more intended to work on, let's say, leukemia, or whether you are working on diabetes or whether you are working on any kind of disease. You want to first identify what is the molecular network system of that particular disease, and then what are the genetic mutations that have led to that particular disease, and what are the markers that you can utilize in order to diagnose that particular disease. So all that information will be available in this particular disease database. So it gives you all the human diseases in terms of infectious disease categories. There are different categories that will give you. They will give you the complete disease pathway map. They will provide you the mapping also with the help of KEGG Mapper. Let's see what they meant exactly by this particular disease. So I am writing here, let's say, hepatocarcinoma. Hepatocarcinoma, a very specific search I am giving to you. Hepatocarcinoma, you can write a general disease module also. So with the hepatocarcinoma, I get only a single hit, and I get the disease, the tyrosinemia disease, which I am getting. Or if you want to, the drug availability compound will also be there. Or if you want to write, let's say, leukemia, you will get the hits, and you will see that they will be giving you B cell leukemia, T cell leukemia, and acute myeloid leukemia. Suppose I am more interested in B cell lymphoma, so I just opened up the entry and I got the complete information that I want. Now this is not the information; it's the information of the gateway. It is providing you the gateway. How it is providing the gateway? If you want to see the drugs that are used for treatment or that are proposed for the treatment of this particular disease, the drugs are here. Fine. If you want to see the links for all the database, that is there. If you want to understand, see, the complete links will be provided here. Fine. Then if you are more interested in to understand the Hodgkin's aspect or the increased aspect, it will be provided here. Now let's click on this particular thing, and you will be directed towards that particular aspect where you want to study the complete aspect of the transcription regulation in this particular cancer. The complete pathway will be in front of you. Then if you are, suppose you want to study the markers, how I will identify that particular cancer, then the markers will be listed here in for you. That you can use CD20, you can use calcitonin. So all the markers listing will be provided. So in nutshell, if I'm going for any kind of disease, I can go utilize the KEGG and can read all about the disease that is available in this particular section of KEGG. Now see, the complete listing of the cancers is also available. What type of cancer is there, what different cancers are present in humans, what are the typical targets, what are the drugs, complete information is available on this particular database. Then apart from this, disease, see, the drugs are separate. There are 21 different types of leukemia that we are talking about that have been categorized in this particular section. I am not interested in leukemia. I am interested in inflammation, or you are interested in terms of your diabetes. So I just wrote diabetes. I was not aware whether to go for type 1, type 2. All the diabetic 41 forms will be available in front of you. What are the different syndromes that are associated with the diabetic conditions? Those will be available in front of you. And then if you want to study the pathway links are provided here only. You can just click on this and you will end up to a type 1 diabetic pathway, how the beta cells are producing the antigen, how MSC is being recognized, and then how the complete ions of Langerhans and the pancreatic lymph node leads to the onset or pathogenesis of type 1 diabetes. So that is in nutshell what I wanted to tell you regarding the CAG path. Then this is the module, CAG module. Now, what is CAG module? Why you should use this particular module? So this module is nothing but it's a umbrella of, well, if you are going for pathway, then it will be having a pathway module. If you are going for reaction module, it will be having a reaction module. So I just typed here again a process. I put go, and you will see that the complete same page of the information is opening up, where the complete information regarding the module will be available if that module is there or not. So if you want to see the list, you just click on CAG module and you will be entering inside the complete list. So this is the pathway module that they have provided to you in broad category. Carbohydrate metabolism pathways. So if you click on this, all the pathways that are there will be opening up for you. I am more interested in terpenoid synthesis or phytochemical synthesis or metabolic pathways. M stands for metabolic pathways, so metabolic pathway modules. So I'll be going for this particular CAG module. So you can explore more whenever you feel free time. You can explore more regarding this CAG pathway, and you will find multiple informations. Now let's talk about, I'm more interested in understanding, let's say I'm a student and I want to understand how DNA replication is happening, how transcription is happening. I need not to do anything. Go to the home page, search down, and you will see compound-based classification, disease-based classification. You need not to search. This is the table format that they provide to you. You see, they are providing you the transcription factors. What are transcription factors? They are also providing you the details of your complete understanding of DNA replication protein or the DNA repair proteins. I click on DNA repair and the page will open. Whether the drugs, whether you're talking about any kind of disease, you can directly go from here also. So in terms of DNA repair, I just clicked on prokaryotic DNA repair. I'm interested in single strand break DNA repair, and that also base excision repair. So the complete information is opening up, like you're seeing here. The complete information is opening up and the tag is given. The mute M protein, let's talk about mute M protein. The complete information regarding that mute M protein will be in front of you. And you can directly go to the pathway from that particular section. And you will see that how this base excision pathway is being followed. So that is how smartly we can search using CAG pathway rather than going here and there on a Google search engine, finding out the images. You can utilize these this encyclopedia in having a better understanding of any kind of topic or any kind of study what you want to do. So that is all about CAG database. Let us switch now to another aspect of database, that is, although we have incorporated that database along with the CAG database, we have the very good understanding of the drug bank online. So that is again a very noble database for the drug composition. Then there is another OMIM database. If you are not aware, that it should be very helpful for you. OMIM. Now this OMIM database, the online Mendelian inheritance in man database. This is actually a tool, or you can say it's a database which provides you the information regarding the pattern. Information, what pattern I'm talking about? See, first understand the full form. Online Mendelian inheritance in man. So if you are aimed towards genetic study, you are talking about understanding the phenotypic relation between the phenotype and the genotype in man, then perhaps OMIM is best suited for you. And how to go about? Let's see. You can read what I'm telling. You can read in the about section of the OMIM. The complete information will be given to you. That it's a comprehensive database which is having the collection of the human genes and the genetic phenotypes that is freely available online, and you can use this particular OMIM tool to perform your study. So what I am searching here, I'm searching the eye color. So what I got the eye pigmentation in SHAP1, SHAP2. So I can use any link and can study the eye color completely. I'm more interested in, let's say, melatonin. melatonin. So I'll be using melatonin, let's say melatonin binding. I'll get the complete information. If I'm interested in melatonin inhibitors, or you can use melatonin analogs, so you'll be getting the complete list of analogs. So OMIM is again used to study different structural part, different pathways part. See, whatever the pathways you are studying in cell, those are mediated by the proteins, enzyme, and those enzymes and proteins are coded by the genes inside the nucleus. So those genes, collection of gene is presented in terms of OMIM, and it is providing you the gateway, or not the gateway, it is providing the interface between the phenotype and the genotype. Phenotype is the expression because of the protein, genotype is the coding part of that particular expression of the protein. So if I'm writing a process, I'm more interested in caspase, activator caspase 9. So I went here, I searched for the process. Let us open an entry. You open the entry and the complete information is in front of you. Caspase 9, code gene symbol is Cas9. If you click on this, you will go to the gene page. It is present in the chromosome 1. The complete information, as you saw in the GenBank, is also present here in a collective format. What is the crystal structure? Who gave the structure? What is the function of the gene that is given to you? And what is the gene structure? In what animal model it is used? The references, complete information is also there. So you can utilize this information also for your understanding in terms of any kind of topic, in terms of any kind of routine. So it's just an option. You already have that option available in the form of SwissProt, where you can read anything regarding any protein. So I'm just giving you a glimpse of the other databases that are also present. Fine. So that is all regarding the OMIM. We are not required to go in depth of this particular in there. So if you click on the gene aspect, you will be taken up to the HGNC database. Now, what is HGNC database? Is a gene collection database. Now you click on that particular entry, you will be directly going to the HGNC page, which is specific for Cas9. The pattern is somewhat similar to a SwissProt, but here you will find different information. So first of all, first you should understand HGNC. What is NC? NC is nomenclature committee. What nomenclature committee? Gene nomenclature committee. See, when I say it is coded by Cas9, that nomenclature is provided by a designated committee, and that committee is called as Hugo Gene Nomenclature Committee. So this is a database which is provided by them for gene names. For gene name, if you want to know about the gene names, you have to go to HGNC. Now what they are saying, it's Cas9. The official approved symbol is Cas9. The approved name is Caspase 9. And the other information, if you are going for NCBI GenBank, you can click here. You are going for UCSC browser, you can click here. You are going for conserved sequence databases, you can click here. Or any other database entry you want to go, you can directly go from here. You want to study what are the clinical studies that are being happening using Cas9, you can use clinical resources of Cas9. You can use OMIM for that. You can use clinical variants for that. Medline Plus you can use for that. So different options are available in this particular HGNC database. So with this HGNC database, let us switch to another database, that is CCDS database. CCDS database. Now what is CCDS database? First C stands for consensus. Consensus. Conserved domain sequences. Consensus, what do you mean by consensus? Consensus is nothing but a conserved nature of a sequence through evolution. So it's a collaborative effort. CCDS is maintained at NCBI. You can see the web address. It's maintained at NCBI NIH. It's a project which they have run in collaboration, just to give you the complete collection of human and mouse protein coding regions. They are not giving you information regarding the complete gene. No, it's specific for only protein coding regions that we are talking about in terms of humans and mouse. Only the coding part, the conserved coding part. See, in mouse, if amylase is performing the digestion of starch, in us, it is performing the same scenario. So the conserved region is there. So what you can do, you can search with the gene ID, gene symbol, or you can search with anything. And I'm typing here. Let's talk about caspase. Since we are talking about the process, you type caspase, you will get the complete list. You will type caspase, you will get the complete list here. Like the report will be opening as we have opened it for CASP 9, as we have opened it for CASP 9. So see, I typed CASP space 3. I guess, yeah, I typed CASP space 3 and I get this particular information, complete information, the sequence, the nucleotide sequence I got, the translation protein sequence I got the variability, that which one is, why this blue is there, because these are the exonic regions that I'm talking about. Why this red portion is here? This is the actually intronic splicing, RNA splicing region. Now, if you want to see the BLAST report, you can directly go for BLAST report. If you want to see the Vega genome browser report, you can go to that particular browser report. So it is again giving you the links of different categories. Let's see. Now, what is H here? I am talking about mouse in this term. What is H here? The H is the history of this particular database. What is G here? Is the GenBank entry that I am talking about. What is C here? Is the CCDS requery that you have attained. So complete information is present in case of conserved sequence database also. And the best part is it is linked to the other databases like PubMed, Entrust, Gene collection, and the BLAST. So complete compiled report is provided to you here. Although if you are using Swissprot, then the CCDS database link is also there in the Swissprot. You can directly navigate from that particular database to this section also. So that was all in nutshell about the CCDS part. Then there is another drug database that you should be aware, that is Medline Plus, that is maintained by the National Library of Medicine in again NIH. So what I did, I just typed the CASP 9 and I performed go. Again the CASP is 9. What you will get? What you will get? Let's see. So let me type CASP's full name. Let me also show you what this Medline does first of all. So Caspase 9, I went to you and it will be giving you the complete result. It can give you the medical tests that are prescribed for that particular diagnosis. It can give you the drugs, if you want to study their supplements or the drugs which are given, that you can search in this particular database. So different categories are there where you can perform the search. Let us talk about, let's say, cancer. Just type normal cancer and what you will be getting. Let's type about specific cervical cancer. And what you got, what is cervical cancer, what are the different different types of drugs and supplements that I'm talking about, what is the genetics variation in that particular category, what is the medical test. Let's talk about the medical test. In terms of medical test, then what are the tests that are available till date with different categories. Suppose I want to study regarding what common test you want to study. Let's say I want to study regarding the test of cholesterol. Then I'll be clicking on cholesterol levels and I'll be getting the complete information, what levels I should see, what is the borderline category, what is the normal threshold standard levels. Complete information will be available in this particular scenario. And this is perhaps the reference point that is used by the diagnostic labs in order to understand how these things are going on. So these are the databases that we were targeting in order for you to understand the other functional databases in terms of scenarios, to understand what we are talking about, what different databases can be utilized. So there are plenty full of databases. All you need is to pick one field and then search accordingly. So with that, let us stop here in today's session for the functional databases, and let's us meet again for the furthest understanding of the SDS page and the 2D page in the next session. Till then, please take care. Wish you very happy learning.